First, giving honor to God, who is head of my life. I like to thank my mama for having me. I like to thank my dad for also producing me. I like to shout out to my brother. What up, Ron? I see you tight. I like to also shout out my little sister. What up, Kay? I see you. Coach, it's been a long time coming. Your boy at the 2015, the real 2015 college pick'em champ. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all my fans, thank all my listeners, thank all my supporters. But more importantly, I'd like to thank the naysayers for doubting me, not believing in me. And just, it was a long year. And I'd just like to thank everyone that supported me. Now on to the show.
Well, I'm packing up my game and I'ma head out west where real women come equipped with scripts and fake press. Find a nest in the hills, chill like Flint. Buy an old drop top, find a spot to pimp.
Welcome to D1 Sports Talk Podcast. This is your boy Tight. I got Coach with me. Coach, I am the real 2015 college pick'em champ. How you doing there, Coach?
I'm doing all right. Congratulations to you, my brother. Well-earned victory. To the victor go to spoils. Enjoy that money, my brother.
Coach, it was a total domination. I led since week one. To the listeners that listened to the show and heard my acceptance speech on this particular radio podcast, we play a game called College Pick'em with a group of our close friends. And each year we all contribute some money to a pot, and the winner get to take home the pot. And this year, through total domination, I was able to win the 2015 College Pick'em champ. I led since week one. It's a 14-week grind. I led ever since week one. And on the final week, Coach, I think I even scored the highest point scored to date. I scored a 52 out of 55, and I was able to beat everyone that participated this year. So shout out to me.
Congratulations, my brother.
Coach, I don't get no more enthusiasm. That's all I get.
I mean, why?
Were you one of the naysayers I was talking about earlier, Coach?
Why I got to give you enthusiasm for beating me?
Well, Coach, I just need to hear a bit more love in your voice.
That ain't required. That ain't a requirement that I gotta sound happy about it. I mean, I said congratulations. That's more than some people done told you.
Coach, you sound Coach. Well, were you one of the naysayers that I was referring to in my acceptance speech?
I wouldn't call myself a naysayer. I just play. I mean, I just let the chips fall where they may. Now, there is America, I'm going to tell you now, there's a lot of trash talk, man. a lot of trash talk go on the college pick'em group now, but Coach is not one of them. Coach just kind of just let his picks do his talking. Sometimes his picks don't talk well, and sometimes they do, but you know, I just play the game.
We're going to open it up. We're going to open it up to the listeners next year, huh?
I was going to say, everybody don't do that, man. Sometimes everybody don't just play, man. There's a lot of good talk going on there.
We going to open up the ESPN College Pick'em to the fans and listeners next year. We need
to get us D1 Sport Talk group going on ESPN.
We do. We need to get a D1 Sports Talk podcast going on with for the listeners to participate. But I can tell you this: if you're a first-time participant, then you likely won't win because we have a lot of veterans in our group. And even if we was to pull some of those guys and put them in a separate group with our listeners, you probably won't win. And I know a lot of our listeners You know, they don't really understand the ESPN College Pick'em group, Coach. But I like to continue to talk about this, because this was a big part of this is a big part of college football for us, because we get an opportunity to get a chance to see the different matchups for the week and use those as kind of our talking points, whether it's on our text group or whether it's on the show or what have you. So,
well, and we get to compete.
Oh yeah, we get to compete.
We get to compete.
And Coach, there's a lot of
competitors out here. So it's an opportunity to compete.
Well,
we all stay in different parts of America, and this is one of the few things that bring us all together.
Well, Coach, maybe that could be our tip of the week that week. As we get to the Little League tip of the week, Coach, if you got a tip for College Pick'em participants, feel free to use that opportunity to because I have one that just come to mind, and it's going to be around loyalty, Coach.
I got you.
Coach. And I'm gonna pull up a Bible verse for you too, Coach.
Okay.
Because I think for that tip of the week, I think it'll be good for us to read a scripture, which will help us to bring it home. But let's kind of
Thou shalt not cast the first stone. Now, thou shalt not cast the first stone.
That ain't it, Coach. But it's gonna be along those lines. So let's use that as a teaser, Coach. Before we get to the tip of the week, let's use that as a teaser for later on. But let's talk about the high school football in the state of Alabama. We had some games played this past Friday after Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving to the listeners and everyone that was able to eat turkey. Coach, what you had on your plate, Coach? Since you don't have a pregame meal anymore, can you kind of talk us through a Thanksgiving dinner with Mr. and Miss Coach?
It's pretty simple. My plate ain't nothing extravagant. It's pretty simple. I stick to the basics. You got three categories. You got three sections on your plate. You got your wife. Macaroni. You got your mama dressing, and then you got that honey baked ham. Coach has literally thrown his body to the wolves this week. I have literally eaten ham since Thanksgiving. Every meal.
Ham.
Literally.
Ham.
I've just thrown my body to the wolves. I'm no good to anybody right now. And I have taken myself off ham.
Well, Coach, what
right.
Coach, guess what I had for the second consecutive Thanksgiving. Have you ever heard of turkey ham?
Turkey ham. Have not.
Coach, I had for the second consecutive Thanksgiving, I had a turkey ham. And Coach, when I tell you the turkey ham tastes just so Coach, we are living in 2015, and you got organic, and you got all this getting away from the swine. You got all this living organic, all these shoppers going to Whole Foods. Coach, I take field trips to Whole Foods. I don't shop there. You know why?
Me neither.
Coach, I take field trips there. Coach, I go there so I can get go to one of the sampling tables, Coach, and get me a sample of what they offering. But I take field trip there because I believe that the word organic has become a buzzword and a marketing theme to just overprice the product. So, but I say all that to say that for the second consecutive year, I've had a turkey ham. They've done away with the swine, the new generation cooks, and they've replaced it with the turkey ham. because that's supposed to be a little bit more healthier. Now, I don't know the difference between why that's a little bit more healthier, but it tastes just like a ham, Coach.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it's good,
But
Coach.
if it don't come from honey bake, I don't want it.
Coach, I'm going to give you one more insider, Coach, and I'm going to let you tell about high school football. Coach, from 99 to 01, my holiday job was working at Honey Baked Ham, Coach. Coach, I done did everything from taking the ham out the box to taking the ham out the plastic wrap to glazing the ham and to cleaning the ham after the glaze. Both pre and post glaze, I have done all of it, Coach. Coach, I know the secret to making that honey baked ham have the best glaze that you ever have.
You know the secret to success, homeboy.
I'm just giving.
I'm gonna tell you, man, that honey baked ham, something serious.
Coach, I like to give the listeners a little intel into some of the things. Coach, I done did everything from taking the ham off the truck to taking it out of the box to pre-cleaning it before it gets glazed to glazing it to cleaning it after the glaze, Coach, to even weighing it and putting a stick on it after you weigh it, Coach.
So basically, you done brought it in the back door, help it get out the front door, and everything in between.
Coach, I done did everything in between, Coach. Coach, I done put that ham in that. I done put that ham in that refrigerator to let it freeze, Coach. I done did everything but wrap the ham. I was not a wrapper.
Well, from America, we thank you for your contribution to Thanksgiving.
To society. Coach, tell us about the high school football.
High school football is coming to an end here in the state of Alabama. We had some pretty exciting games this past week. I think the game of highlight was a game between Benjamin Russell and Spanish Fort, a game where Benjamin Russell came out hitting on all cylinders. They was up 27-10 on the Toros in the first half, and there's something to be said about what Spanish Fort did on Friday night. Benjamin Russell Spanish Fort has always been the team that has knocked Benjamin Russell out these last couple of years. So a lot of I've heard talk about them kind of having to believe that they can actually win, and they had to travel down to Spanish Fort. So for them to come out and jump out the way they did, that was pretty big. But the thing to remember is Spanish Fort's quarterback is 33-0 as a starter.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Spanish Fort's quarterback is 33-0 as a starter.
Coach, I heard he did everything. I heard he did everything but sell popcorn on Friday night.
He absolutely did. He brought them all the way back from a 27-10 deficit to win that ball game. And now they will be playing for a state championship this coming Friday night against arguably the best team in the state of Alabama, all classification, and a team that has the longest public school win streak in the state of Alabama.
Is it the
Clay Chalkville? Yes, sir.
I seen them play on ESPN, Coach.
You got two streaks on the line, a quarterback that's 34-0, and the longest public school win streak in the state on the line Friday night.
I saw the Alabama. Let me ask you this, Coach. I saw the Alabama power rankings, and I saw Clay Chalkville was number one. Where was Spanish Fort in that list?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I actually don't know where Spanish Fort was on that list. But
yeah, in the power rankings they had. In the power rankings they had. In the power ranking they had your boy. They had Clay Choctaw ranked number one in the state in the power ranking.
Oh yeah. My dilemma right now is figuring out what night I'm going to Tuscaloosa. For those of you that don't know, the state championship games in the state of Alabama rotate between. They opposite the site of the Iron Bowl. So this year the Iron Bowl was in Auburn. So the state championship games will all be played at the University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, and they flip-flop every year. I just got to figure out whether I'm going to go on Wednesday night to watch the 7A state championship game or go and see which streak ends on Friday night. Right now, I'm leaning toward the 6A state championship game on Friday night. But we'll see. I plan on getting up to Tuscaloosa to watching at least one of those games this week. But high school football's coming to an end this week.
Sound like Friday night would be the night to go, Coach. I know that our guest for today's show is if he's able to join us. I think he's looking to attend one of those games, so maybe you can convince him to ride up there and meet you guys on Friday night.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely leaning toward Friday night heavily right now.
Breaking news. Kobe Bryant has written a Dear Basketball, an open letter entitled Dear Basketball, where he announces his retirement. Breaking news. It's about time.
Amen.
So
Lakers didn't have the guts to let him go. Amen.
You're a Lakers fan, ain't it, Coach?
Nah.
What's that?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily a Lakers fan. I'm a more fan of players, not necessarily a team in the NBA.
Understood. Well, I look forward to hearing about the end results. I'm rooting for Spanish Fort, Coach. I like what I saw. Well, Spanish Fort being a team from Lower Alabama, right over the bridge. So it's not far from where I'm from. So I'm a root for Spanish Fort. But I like what I saw from Clay Chalkville when I saw those guys play 2 years ago. I've always thought that quarterback would fit our system very well. But again, I'm not a quarterback whisperer. I've come to the conclusion that I am not a quarterback whisperer after the play from our. Well, I am a quarterback whisperer when it comes to talent. Let me correct myself. When it comes to talent, but whenever you have to apply the cerebral piece of that, then I may miss on it. Because Jameis Winston, who's someone that I've been highly of, has been very successful.
Amen.
Let's get into these shout-outs and disappointment. Coach, I only got one disappointment, and if you don't mind, I'd like to go first this week.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Coach, this is going to be tied to our tip of the week, but I would like to put the so-called self-proclaimed 2015 college pick'em champ. That's what he goes by, previously known as Gus was catfished, into the disappointments for the week.
Come on, son. First of all, let me tell you something, son.
In all due honesty and all due respect, I think that our 2015 college pick'em group was catfished. It was very prevalent that on this particular season there wasn't a lot of activity in the email communications. Typically, we will receive an email communication on a weekly basis, but those only occur when the sender of those emails is in first place, or if someone else is in first place outside of me. But unfortunately, since week one, we did not receive a lot of email correspondence that's really entertaining to the entire group. I think we only received 2 emails this year. One to announce college pick'em for the year, and then the second one was for the fun. So I like to put the self-proclaimed 2015 college pick'em champ on the disappointment list, but to top it off, I like to put him on there for also known as Gus was catfish. I like to put him on there as well for the lack of college pick'em correspondence this year, and I'm sure to be put off on having kids or being busy. But I tend to believe it's because I was in first place for the entire year.
That's me.
That's the only disappointment I have, Coach, and that's to be tabled for the tip of the week.
All right. My first disappointment, I'm gonna roll with Florida Gators. Their offense, man, that was hard to watch them against FSU. 2 points from a safety. Other than that, golly, they need that quarterback change was really tough on them.
Did you
Best
see
of
that
luck
coming?
against
Did you see
Alabama.
that coming, Coach?
Huh?
Did you see that coming? Did you see that the change in quarterback being that big of a drop off for Florida?
I thought it would be bad, but I didn't know it was gonna be that bad. I never felt like Trayon Harris was a very good quarterback, but it's pretty bad. Good luck against Alabama. Good luck against Alabama. That's about all I got to say. But you made it to the SEC championship game, so I guess there's something to be said for that.
Coach, and for the record, Coach, for the record to the fans and listeners, D1 Sports Talk Podcast will be at the SEC championship. I will be in attendance, Coach. I will see live the SEC championship game, and I will also be attending a few of the events next week. So I will have a full report next time we record to be able to share with the listeners the ins and outs of the SEC championship and everything that happens during that week.
Cool. Next, I'm gonna give a disappointment to Notre Dame. Golly, man, just one game they had to win that would have put them in position to be able to. I don't think it would have necessarily put them in, but I do think it would have put them in position to strike if a team would have lost that was in the top four. Tough loss though. Stanford is a good team. I think Notre Dame played about as well as they could, considering all the injuries. Just get healthy, but this ain't the last we'll see of Notre Dame. They get healthy, and there'll be something to reckon with. They really shown me something this year that they got what it takes to possibly get in that Final Four one of these years. Next, I want to give a disappointment to Oklahoma State, UCLA, Michigan, and Washington State. We all know that this was rivalry week. Everybody playing their toughest rivals this week. And I just hate to see when teams don't match the other team's intensity. These 4 games kind of just went to just crap. I mean, it just didn't come out and match the other team's intensity, and it just looked bad. A bunch of blowouts. My last disappointment is a early one. I'm gonna give an early disappointment to And my last disappointment go out to this is the early disappointment going out to the bowl committee. We got 80 bowl slots, and right now there are only 75 teams currently eligible for those bowl slots. So that means we're gonna have some teams in bowl games this year with losing records.
Yep. We right.
We got too many to bowl, man. But you know what? That's a good thing, because I'm gonna go ahead right now on record, America. There will be 81 bowl games next year. The podcast bowl next year, January 1, Montgomery, Alabama at Hornet Stadium, sponsored by D1 Sports Talk Podcast.
D1 Sports Talk Podcast bowl, and we're gonna be inviting the best little league football team, Coach.
Yeah, that deal.
Coach, we're gonna invite the best little league football team.
Yeah, we're gonna do like Kurt Hurd Street. We're gonna unite little league teams from across America.
Yeah, we gonna
Alabama versus America in the Little League Bowl.
Alabama versus anybody in the Little League Bowl, and we're gonna see if you guys go. We gotta find a top notch coach to participate, and I think we got one on the line, Coach.
You think we might have one on the line? Dion, we calling you out prime time. You can bring your Little League team too.
You can bring the truth too, Coach. You know, did I ever tell you I seen them play live, Coach?
You know they played Central Phoenix City this year and got the dough blowed off.
Really?
They came down to Phoenix City to play them this year and got beat like 40-something to 0.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know that. Yeah,
My
I seen
time
him
was
play.
in Phoenix City.
Phoenix City. You got the. I
Phoenix
seen him
City,
coach
I
when he was still married to Pilara, and the only thing I
Yeah.
remember was they say pray for Pilara. That way when he was going through a divorce. Hashtag pray for Pilara.
But them all my disappointment, man.
Go. We're gonna bring on not the one and only. Don't put your hands on me. We got Joey on the phone. Joey,
Don't
welcome
put
to
your
the
hands
show.
on me. We need some applause right here when don't put your hands on me. We need some applause.
He don't know how to follow
What's that?
directions, though, Coach. He don't know how to follow directions because he just dialed into the show, Coach. Like this was the Paul Feinbaum show. This ain't the Paul Feinbaum show. This D1 Sports Talk. We call you. You don't call us.
Hey, man, I make the show hype. I can't just call up in here.
No, you can't just call up in here because you might start a fight, Coach. Joe, we on disappointments right now. I'm happy you was able to join us today. If you would like to participate in disappointments, feel free to.
Yeah. Can I go ahead and get it started? Coach, you done yours?
You up. On you.
All right, I'm
you
up. I got 4 disappointments I want to talk about right now. A disappointment to the Louisiana State University, how they handled the Les Miles situation.
Bruh.
I think they really wanted to get rid of that guy, but they couldn't get rid of him, bringing in the #1 recruiting class and everything. But just how they handled that guy did nothing but be a class act, handled the best he could. So this big disappointment to the administration of Louisiana State University, that's LSU. My second disappointment goes out to Auburn Tigers, mainly the coaching staff, mainly Gus Malzahn, Rhett Lashett, tight, your buddy, your boy, the Gump's very own Jeremy
Why you
Johnson.
say tight? Why you got to add tight to that? What tight did? What tight?
Ty, you are no longer the quarterback whisperer. We have to strip you of that title. That title is not gone. Even your other boy Jonathan Jones, he comes up kind of short. I see that's why you jump bandwagons on Carlton Davis, I believe.
I root for both those guys, but do I not get credit for Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston is not in the professional in the NFL, National Football League. We talking about college. Y'all had a show dedicated to, I think it was about episode show number 2, show number 3, dedicated to why JJ is not getting a fair shot. I believe he has had his fair chance, and
I agree.
Lord have mercy.
You called on it. You called on it. Speed it up, Joe, because I ain't got all the time for this.
Oh, my bad. My third disappointment go out to the Kentucky Wildcats. I believe they was up 24-0. Had they bold hopes, in the glance, in the rearview mirror, they was arriving up on the bowl, and then they just let it slip away. And my last disappointment goes out to my very own.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. That's going to be the tip of the week.
What was that?
Your last one, because I already know what you finna say.
You don't know what I'm going to say, man? But okay.
Just hold it. And then when we get to the tip of the week, if on our tip of the week, if we haven't said what you going to say, then we'll give you an opportunity to add it to the disappointment.
Okay.
So write that one down, Joe. Write it down so you don't forget. And when we get to that segment, if we need to revisit disappointments, I'll give you that opportunity. Is that okay?
That's okay with me.
All right, let's go into these shout-outs. Coach, I'm going to start out with my shout-out since I started with the disappointment for the week. Shout-out goes to Les Miles.
Okay, can I hear everybody say "Let's go, champ" one time? Can I hear "Let's go, champ"? Can I hear "Let's go, champ"? Let's go, champ. Germany. Let's go, champ.
Coach, he was carried off the field. He was carried off the field Saturday night. And because he was carried off the field Saturday night, that means he won. He was able to beat Kevin Sumlin, who's basically his stock is falling faster than whatever you use the analogy, but it's falling. Shout out goes to Frank Beamer. That was the worst dab I ever seen done by a head coach. But what would you expect from a 70-year-old man that grew up doing the twist? Shout out goes to the Ohio State Buckeyes. That was a very nice victory. Urban Meyer way to pull that team back together and get the veer and to feed Ezekiel Elliott for what he was able to do. And also shout out goes to Derrick Henry for being the workhorse that he was Saturday night, being able to carry the ball 47 times and essentially outrush the entire Auburn offense. And lastly but not least, I gave my acceptance speech earlier today, but I'd also like to shout out myself for being victorious in the college pick'em group, for essentially dominating all the other participants. It was total domination since week one, and I was able to secure the victory with a 40-point victory over second place. So shout out to me. Coach, who you got?
All right, my first shout out is to all the teams that won the rivalry games this past weekend.
But to be the man, you got to beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man. Woo!
There you go, get your bragging rights for the next year. Next, something I don't think a lot of people have noticed. I'm going to give a shout out to Larry Scott, the interim coach at the University of Miami, a.k.a. the U. Good job pulling the program together that is very historic. I felt like that program was pretty much at the bottom at that point in time when he took over. They finished 4-1 under his leadership, 8-4 overall, and eligible for a bowl. I have no idea what the University of Miami is going to do, but I hope somebody is looking at this man and give him a shot. Because thus far in 5 games, I felt like he's done a good job restoring something that looked so bleak at one point in time. Next, if y'all will bear with me for a second, shout out to everybody that's going to their conference championship games. You know, we all start football seasons off with goals, some a little bit bigger than others, but I'm sure winning your league is one of the top priorities of your bowl. This coming up week, for the MAC, you got Bowling Green versus Northern Illinois. You got Houston, who has an opportunity, along with Temple, to possibly get in as one of those at-large bids. So Houston versus Temple for the American title. You got Southern Miss versus Western Kentucky for the Conference USA title. You got Bama versus Florida for the SEC. San Diego State versus Air Force for the Mountain West. You got Stanford versus USC for the Pac-12 title. Shout out to USC. Good job on getting that victory over UCLA to get in this game. You got Michigan State against my dream killers, the Iowa Hawkeyes. You're one victory away from solidifying your opportunity for a national title contender in the Big Ten. We got Titans' very own Gene Chizik and the North Carolina Tar Heels against Clemson in the ACC. And shout out to Oklahoma for winning the Big 12 last night. And Arkansas State, shout out to Trooper Taylor. Arkansas State with a victory over Texas State, who I think has only won 2 games this year, will be your Sun Belt champions if they win this next coming up weekend. Last but not least, quick shout out to a guy that I've been critical of, but in the grand scheme of things, he has done a great job, and that's Mark Richt, who has been let go by the University of Georgia. Mark Richt has won 145 games and only lost 51 in 15 seasons. He's won 2 SEC titles. He's only had 1 losing season at Georgia, where he went 6-7. And he's gone 9-5 in bowl games and won 74% of his games. I I have been critical of Mark Richt, but that didn't take away from his accomplishments that he's made over his time at the University of Georgia. But if he wants to, I'm sure he will land on his feet very fast at a good spot. So shout out to Mark Richt for the things that you've done at University of Georgia. Go ahead, Joe.
We need to get him on the planes, man. Get him on the planes. My shout out goes out to Oklahoma for dominating, basically locking in, I believe, themselves into the playoff.
Yes! Randy Watson! That boy is good.
Big ups to the Big 12. To piggyback off that, shout out to the playoff committee. They should send out roses and bouquets to TCU for beating Baylor this weekend, as well as Stanford for making it easy on them. Pretty much, if you win your conference game, Clemson versus North Carolina, Alabama versus Florida, they locked in, and whoever wins the Big Ten between Michigan State and Iowa are in. So shout out to the playoff committee for having an easy time this time of year. And I know this is more of a football show, but I'm pretty sure y'all heard about it. I got it on my phone as I was coming in.
Coach, you can use it as your shout out, but we already have breaking news.
Shout out to I'm going to try to bring the commercial back. What's the question? How do you stop unstoppable? Is stopping unstoppable the question? Well, let me tell you how you stop it. You stop it with age and time. Shout out to the real black mama, Kobe Bean Bryant. Has said he is on his farewell tour this year. He is hanging it up. And that's the last guy I think that we will see with the killer instinct, with the go after it competitive spirit in the basketball. I just miss him, Coach. I'm going to miss him because this new age basketball is too lovely-dovely. And, Coach, you said he stole your bike off your front porch, Coach. Remember we talk about that? You ain't like Kobe Bryant, but I miss that competitive spirit that we're going to see out there on the NBA floor. So, big shout out to Kobe Bryant. I believe the question to the commercial was answered. Old age and injuries is how you stop the unstoppable.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you, Kobe. Shout out to you, Kobe.
Shout
One
out,
of the greatest ever lace them up.
Shout out to you, Kobe Bryant. Anyone else have a shout out? Joe, we're going to table your disappointment. We're in that part of the show where we like to provide a tip of the week. It's typically known as the Little League tip of the week, where Little League football coming to an end. I think it's always good to expand your horizons and to be more broad and really cover anything that you may want to cover. Now, Coach, I told you that I had a Bible verse that I wanted to share as part of today's tip of the week. And if you Coach, did you attend church on the day?
We did not go today.
Coach, they've been asking about you, so you need to get over there. They've been asking about you. But if you would turn with me to the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36, I will be reading from the King James Version, and it says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?"
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we gonna use that one today to really talk about today's tip of the week. Over the weekend, someone that we all know, that we all believe was a true fan to our beloved Auburn Tigers, attended the university, has every single memorabilia, every single shirt that you've ever seen made, every single video that has come out, every single book produced by a coach, a former coach. He owns it, Coach. But over the weekend, this young man, this gentleman, decided that he wanted to pick for the Iron Bowl the Alabama, or the University of Alabama over Auburn University because he wanted to try to win the ESPN College Pick'em. And the question I pose to you today, Coach, what's more important, loyalty or profit? For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? On Saturday, I believe our close friend lost his own soul for a few dollars, in which he was not going to be victorious in, and he was not being loyal to his fanhood, and his fanhood is in question. Coach, would you like to add to that for the tip of the week?
Well, I don't. It ain't a Bible verse, but I've heard a wise man once use the term a kettle calling the teapot black.
Uh-oh. So this is where we gonna go with this, Coach. So we're not gonna continue along the means
we gonna continue. We gonna continue, but I just want America to understand that this particular member that Tyke is referring to isn't the only person to do this during our college pick'em days.
What? Say it. What, Coach? What?
He isn't the only one to do it in our college pick'em days. There are other members who have taken it upon themselves to sell their souls for profit.
Coach, I think you put it best in the text. Can you repeat what you text out to the group?
What did I text out? You got it, Joe? What did I text out, Joe?
I think you said money is the root of all evil.
Of all evil. The root of all evil.
America.
I'm just going to say, America, when it comes to money, you find out really where you stand.
Yes, sir.
America, don't choose the rival. Don't choose the opposing team. Don't become Judas and or a hypocrite when money is on the line. Be true to thine own self, and if you are a fan, regardless of the circumstance or the situation, if you are a true fan, as this opposer, this Auburn fan that was catfishing us all along, if you are a fan, be a true fan. Be loyal to your team. Don't catfish and be inauthentic. Joey, would you like to add to that?
Say it again. What'd you say, Ty?
Would you like to add to that?
I just say, like Coach said, that money, more problems. Money brings you out. Money brings the true person out.
Was that going to be your disappointment?
No, sir, that wasn't going to be my disappointment.
Well, I do apologize. Go ahead and add to your last disappointment as we wrap up the tip of the week. I guess to summarize, tip of the week, don't lose your soul for profit.
I agree with that.
That is the tip of the week.
To get my last disappointment in, my very own, my beloved alma mater, Carver County High School, Class 3A, Region 8. We were defeated 14-0 in the semifinal game to go on to once was known as the Super 6, but is now known as the Super 7, I believe, to play for the championship game in Tuscaloosa. So I'm very disappointed in my own Carver County High School Indians. CC High is what our chant was. And so that was my last disappointment.
I do apologize, and Coach, I think he's going to try to invite you out to a Friday or a Wednesday night to see the 7A or the 6A championship, but I will allow you all to talk about that offline. Let's get it.
That.
Huh?
I was just telling Joe I saw her about that.
Yeah, it hurt, Coach. It hurt.
Let's get into top four. If you guys don't mind, I like to continue this. I like to continue to go first this week, considering I am the 2015 the real 2015 college pick'em champ. I think it's only right that I continue to go first.
Hey man, go ahead.
Coming in at number 5, I'm gonna give y'all 5 this week. Number 5, I'm gonna give you Michigan State. They right there on the outside looking in. With a victory, they be in. Number 4, Oklahoma. Bob Stewart had done a tremendous job, and he's found a way to run up the score on his Big 12 opponents in order to confirm and solidify his place in the 4-team playoff. Number 3, I'm going to surprise a lot of you, Alabama. With the loss of Kenyon Drake, Alabama is not the same football team. If they don't find Kenyon Drake by tomorrow, they're going to struggle in the playoffs, and wouldn't be surprised if they played Oklahoma and lost in the first playoff round. They better find Kenyon Drake, and they better find him fast, and they better find some of that miracle potion, some deer antler spray or something to heal that fracture in his arm. He needs some deer antler spray. Number 2, I'm going to surprise you again, Clemson. Clemson, this will be your last week in the top 4. Gene Cheese Nip and that Tar Heel defense is on its way, and you're going to make room for Stanford to enter into the playoffs. Congratulations, Stanford. With a victory over USC, you will make the 4-team playoff as the number 4 team playing against Alabama. And the number 1 team for this week goes out to the IOWA Hawkeyes.
Yes, sir.
You are the number 1 team in the nation this year, this week. Continue to win, and you will stay on top. You look very impressive over a Nebraska team that I honestly thought was going to beat you, but you were able to find a way and continuously find a way to win. And because of that, I think you deserve and you earn your way to the number 1 slot for the week. So, again, Michigan State, number 5. I probably should have said that I had Stanford as number 6. But Stanford should make the playoffs once Clemson beats them, once Clemson loses to North Carolina. But Michigan State, Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson, and Iowa. Coach, who you got?
Well, my final 4 as of today is different than it has been. Coming in at the 4th slot, I got Michigan State. I think they've done a lot up to right now. I just think they're one of the top 4 teams. Coming in at number 3, I got the Oklahoma Sooners and Bob Stoops. Playing great ball right now. Joey, I got to take my hat off to your boy Mayfield. He is backing up the trash talk. Number 2, I got the Crimson Tide of Alabama, Nick Saban and the boys. And my number 1 team in the nation right now is the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Man, Coach, get out of here.
Yeah,
Man.
Coach, get out of here with that, man.
I mean, we're not even gonna entertain that. Joey, who you got, Joe?
Coach, how you just gonna drop that in there?
Joe, don't entertain that. Just keep it moving. Who you got, Joe? Because that's what he's looking for.
We're
not listening.
I have said this more than one time. When the season is over, the committee has to name the best 4 teams based on what they've seen. Right now, if I was to say the top 4 teams in America, that's how it would rank.
Because they're not even going to win their conference. Because they're not even going to win their conference.
Michigan State just beat. It don't matter.
Because they've been showing all week that little expletive in the rule book for the committee or whatever.
Yes.
They weigh heavily on conference champ.
Joe, can you give us Joe? Man, nobody want to hear this. We're not even in the debate. Joe,
they weigh heavily on it, but that doesn't mean that it has to be that way. Yeah, they weigh heavily on it, but that doesn't mean it can't be that way. Am I right?
You wrong,
Joe,
Coach.
what's your
Well,
top four? Joe, what's your
I
top
give my
four?
top four.
No,
I give
hold
my
on.
top four, Coach. I give my top four. We can jump back on the subject. I give my
All right.
top four right quick. I start with Ty. He did 5, so I'm gonna say Michigan State coming in at 5. I got Alabama coming in at 4. I got my boy Mayfield and the Sooners with Stoops coming in at number 3. I'm gonna drop Clemson down, not because of this weekend, but because I'm a big fan. Now I am on the bandwagon, as Ty just said, the IOWA. Hawkeyes. I got them coming in at number 1. So Iowa, number 1, Clemson, number 2, Oklahoma, number 3, Alabama, number 4. My top 4, Iowa at number 1, Clemson at number 2, Oklahoma at number 3, and Alabama at number 4. Number 1, I got the Howard Hawkeyes. Number 2, I got the Clemson Tigers. Number 3, I got the Mayfield and the Oklahoma Sooners. Mayfield is the quarterback for Oklahoma, if y'all don't know. And number 4, I got the Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide, roll.
I'm going to let y'all debate this whole coach top 4 because I'm not even entertaining that. Go ahead. Y'all can debate it.
That's the same way I can sit here and say I'm not going to entertain Iowa. I mean, you said they weigh heavily on that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a conference champion to get in the Final Four. Yeah, they look at that, they weigh it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to. It's either that or nothing.
Did you watch Auburn play Alabama?
Yeah, what they got? We ain't talking about Alabama.
No. Just did you watch the game, Coach?
Yeah, I said I watched it, but we ain't talking about Alabama.
Okay. Did you see the segment when Gary Danielson brought up the language in the bowl committee? Did you see that?
Enlighten me. What did it say? No, tell me what it said.
Coach, I can't read it verbatim, but what you should do is go to your DVR and go to replay and read it.
I didn't record it, so why don't you just tell?
But I don't remember what it said specifically, but essentially what it said, paraphrasing, was that the bowl committee would go based off of conference championship or if you are exclusively, the right word is exclusively, that much superior. There's no way in the world, Coach, that they're going to put 2 Big Ten teams in the final playoff pairing knowing that Michigan State and Iowa will be playing for the championship. Ohio State is pretty much out of it based off of that alone.
Tight, to piggyback off you, Tight, I think it said non-conference champion, if I'm saying this correct, unequivocally, I believe is what the language was that they have. Is what the language they used.
Cole, what were you doing? Eating your honey baked ham during that segment of the game?
Probably.
Huh?
But this is my point. You
missed it. They just said it on the thing.
Can I talk? Can I talk? I said probably, but can I make my point?
Make your point, Coach.
My point is this. At the end of all I want to hear is right or wrong. I don't need no explanation, just right or wrong. The committee is supposed to find the best 4 teams, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't convince me that Ohio State is the best 4 teams if they didn't win their conference.
Can I finish? Can I finish what I'm saying? Now, that's all I'm doing. At this point in time, based on everything I done seen today, that's my best 4 teams. I think Ohio State will beat Clemson. I think Ohio State can beat Oklahoma. I think Ohio State could beat Alabama based on everything I know right now. That was a dominant performance by them. And I think they one of the best teams in America. Now, whether the playoff committee put them in, that's on them. You ask me what my top 4 is. Today, that's my top 4. This ain't got nothing to do with based on what the committee say. They're my top 4. You can't tell me how to do my top 4.
But, Coach, do you realistically see them getting in, I guess?
I don't think they'll get in. No, I don't think they'll get in. But I
So
think
you
they
just
won the best 14. I think they won the best 4 teams in America today.
with 2
so then,
losses.
Coach, what happened when they were supposed to prove that though? They had their chance to prove that.
Oh, everybody. That happens to everybody.
They
That's
waited
what
too
happened.
late in the season.
But listen though, that's what happened to Notre Dame. That's
Late,
why you play the game.
that late in the
Everybody
season though, Tate. I mean, Coach.
everybody. But listen, Joe. Everybody in. I'm gonna take your top 4 for instance. Everybody in your top 4 done lost one game except for Iowa and Clemson. Oklahoma done lost the game
Coach, that's 2 of them, though,
to
Coach.
Texas.
That's 2 of them.
Oklahoma done lost it. But listen though. We're
And
talking about
Coach,
they lost the game. All right, listen. We're talking about they lost the game so they didn't prove it. They also lost the game against a good team. Oklahoma lost the game against a terrible team.
but early in the
So what?
season. Early in the
Oh,
season, Coach. They lost late,
but
Coach. You can't
I
lose
understand
late.
it. But,
Even in the BCS, you couldn't
but,
lose late.
but listen,
Yes,
and
sir.
you just agreed that the committee is supposed to find the best teams. Am I correct? So at the end of the season, when every single game is played, no other games are left to be played, you got to make a decision. You mean to tell me that if it was possible, regardless of what the rules were, if it were possible, you don't think they wanted the best 4 teams in America?
Coach, what you? I mean, I don't understand. Your question is just don't make sense to me. So you gonna so if Ohio State is one of the best 4 teams, I'm leaving Iowa and Michigan State out, or I'm gonna put in 2 Big 12. I mean 2 Big 10 teams.
But I'm saying, if that is what the committee is supposed to do, then that's what you do.
The committee got rules though, Coach. Like
Okay, I
when the committee
ain't
was.
talking about the rules, Joe. I ain't talking about the rules right now. I'm just
So
saying
you just
if
saying
that's
that
what
no
the committee.
rules.
I'm not saying I'm not saying they don't. They have rules. I understand that. But my question is, do you think that Ohio State? This is my question. Do you think Ohio State one of the best 4 teams in America?
I think they are a top 5 team. Yes, I do.
But you don't think they're better than the 4 teams you got on your list? You don't think Ohio State will beat Iowa? Are you putting Iowa up there because they're undefeated, or do you really think they're the best team in America?
Coach, if I go by your philosophy, what you always say, put them on the field. All they got to do is win that one game, one shot, one
Yeah.
game. So hey, I don't know what might happen. On paper, you ask me on paper, yeah, I think
No, I'm
Ohio
asking you.
State.
I'm asking you in your gut. Do you think Iowa better than Ohio State?
I don't know. They ain't played. If they play on the
Type.
field,
Type.
Coach, I'm looking at Instagram. What you want?
All right, move on. Any other discussion?
Go. Go. What you want, Coach? What you ask me? I'm looking at Instagram. What you want?
I'm good. I'm good. Keep looking at Instagram.
Go. We over here. Go. You arguing something that doesn't even make no
I'm
sense.
I'm not arguing. It's my top 4. So I can do what the hell I want to with it.
You can. But,
you can, Coach.
Okay.
You can,
Thank
but
you. That's all I'm doing.
But it won't end up that way.
But I'm
So,
saying,
Coach,
y'all,
Coach, hold on, Coach.
I think y'all put Iowa at number 1 just because they undefeated. I don't really think y'all think
they've
Iowa
won
the best
every
team in
single
America.
game. They've won every single game.
Clemson has too. And Clemson got a better schedule than Iowa.
And
so how is Iowa better
and
than
I
Clemson?
feel like Iowa has been more impressive to me than Clemson. Clemson is going to lose next week.
Coach, who you got in the playoffs?
In the
By
playoffs?
the way the rules are designed to be, who's your 4 that you got in the playoffs? Then we know your top 4.
By the design of the rules, if I was on the committee and I was handcuffed by the rules, I got
sir.
Bama,
Yes, sir.
Oklahoma, Clemson, and Michigan State.
Okay, so
Bama, Oklahoma, Clemson, and who was the last one?
Michigan State. I kick Clemson. Now, I think Ohio State, Bama, Oklahoma, and Michigan State all better than Clemson. But by the way everything mapped out, Clemson the shoe in.
So, Coach, the only way I see your scenario happen, though, to get Iowa State back in, it's going to be hard. You need North Carolina, like they've been saying on TV. So
yeah, North Carolina have to win.
Yeah, but then still, if Stanford
Florida
win, I think Stanford going to jump in ahead of Ohio State.
Right. And see, that's all I'm saying is I understand all these things going to happen because of how they rank and all that kind of stuff. But I just think Ohio State better than all them teams. If I were just going strictly about what I know about the teams, I ain't thinking about no conferences or nothing. Those are my top 4 teams. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Anything else anybody want to say on this topic?
That's it, bro.
Coach, you don't spend 10 extra minutes talking about something that cut into other time that we're going to have to talk about at another time, Coach, because today was Black Sunday in college football, equivalent to Black Monday for the NFL at the end of the season. And unfortunately, we won't be able to dwell on the openings and the coaching staff because you wanted to talk about something that ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
Well, it ain't but 2
Coach,
Joey,
can you name all the openings that have occurred in college football, or as many of them that you remember?
Can I name them?
Joey, just name what you were telling me earlier.
I got to go to my thing, man. Let me go to my phone, man. So the openings right now, Georgia, Maryland, Memphis, Miami, Missouri, North Texas, Rutgers, South Carolina, Syracuse, Toledo, Tulane, Central Florida, Louisiana Monroe, USC West, that's Southern Cal, and UVA, which is Virginia.
That's a lot of openings right there. And I predict there'll be more openings to happen in the next few days with some of these coaches, i.e. Dan Mullen and i.e. Hugh Freeze. Watch what happens in the state of Mississippi. One of those coaches will not be coaching in the state of Mississippi next year. I don't know which one. Huh?
Yeah, I said Memphis.
He said
Yeah,
Memphis.
I said Memphis.
He said Memphis.
I ain't know they had hired up. One of these
I
schools
said Memphis.
hired from within. I can't remember which school.
But
They already named a successor from somebody that was already on staff.
One of those coaches in the state of Mississippi there will be a vacancy, I predict, in the upcoming months.
Where would they go?
They're gonna be pulled into a Georgia, either Georgia or USC West may be filled by one of those 2 coaches. That's my prediction. Huh?
I don't see it.
That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. But that's my prediction.
I think it'll be a bad move by them guys.
I think it'll be a bad move too, but
I just don't think they out west type of guys.
And the University of Houston should be opening up soon because the coach over at University of Houston is going to fill one of these. They're going to fill one of these slots.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that is it Tom Lehman or Tim Lehman, whatever his name. I believe he is. The Houston coach will get one of those jobs. I think that is that's a foregone conclusion. He will get one. Definitely.
He's going to get one as well. So I think that this is just the start of a number of openings that will be occurring over the next few weeks. So I think that we should keep our eye and our conversation on these hirings as well as recruiting as we wind down. Coach, you are our recruiting expert. Would I consider you that? Or should I consider you that?
No, don't put that pressure on me, homeboy. I do what I can.
Joey.
Yeah.
Now, a minute text message or email we get on recruiting, should we not consider him to be our recruiting expert?
Well, you can't say that I've done that much here lately this year. I ain't talking about recruiting.
No, not this year, because we ain't got to that season yet. We ain't got that yet, Coach.
I would say this, like 2 years ago, Coach was on top of it. Coach, 2-3 years ago, Coach was all on it. I say last year, Coach, he kind of faded on us, and you kind of been fading a little bit this year. But you do have the knowledge, Coach, and you do keep us abreast along with our other mutual friend that picked Alabama this weekend.
I appreciate you being on the show, Joe.
He catfished us, didn't it, Joe?
Well, with his sources.
by his
sources.
fan. With him, no, I'm talking about with him being an Auburn fan. Well, we catfish.
Hold on now. Hold on. Slow up now. Slow up.
Well, we catfish.
Slow up now.
Huh?
You don't been catfish before now.
No, because we've never seen
Hold
anyone.
on now.
We've never seen anyone to pick against Auburn during the Iron Bowl. That's a fake.
Oh no now.
I will agree with that, Ty. That was a rival game.
So that is a rival game.
That's a rival game.
I'm talking about families are divided off of this. I'm not talking about a regular season during the week.
We have seen somebody pick Alabama before.
We've seen two. We've seen two others. No, well, it ain't nothing wrong with picking Alabama, but not in the rival game.
Hold on. I don't know about that now.
Our founding fathers, the four people that been on the group the longest now, Coach, and ESPN. We're talking about ESPN College Pick'em. We never picked on rivalry week. I'm sounding like Bo Jackson now. We never picked. we never picked against Auburn. Majority of the time, we all have picked. Well, I guess all of the time we have picked until this year, 2015.
Yes, that is a big difference, Coach. That's a big difference. Rivalry week. What do you say? Joe? What do you say, Joe?
I sound like Bo Jackson.
Man, let's
rivalry.
Get into rivalry. That's funny. All right, let's get into the picks for the week. Last week we had Baylor versus TCU. Coach Tight took Baylor. Joey, you took TCU. No, that was Josh. Josh took TCU. Congratulations, Josh. You get the W. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Coach, you took Oklahoma State. Tight and Josh took Oklahoma. Stanford, Notre Dame. Coach, you took Stanford. Tight and Josh took Notre Dame. Arkansas versus Missouri. We all took Arkansas. You got Texas A&M versus LSU. We all took Texas A&M. We all lost. And last but not least, in the Iron Bowl, Coach, we all took Auburn. Josh took Alabama, just like our mutual friend whose fanhood has been questioned. So, Coach, we both had 2 victories last week, so we are still tied for the week going into this week. Let's get into these week picks. We will have Joey participating, and we're going to start off with the University of Houston versus Temple. Who you got?
Give me the Cougs.
Give me the Cougs. Hey, before I finish, Tight, did they send your marketing thing in?
Joe, you need to go listen to last week's episode.
Oh, my bad. Damn. I messed up then, didn't I?
You did. You just made yourself look like you know. I'm going to take the Cougs. And that should answer your question.
Yeah, I take it they did. I take it they did.
Bama versus Florida. Who you got?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Paul.
That's 3 Roll Tide. We gonna say 3 Roll Tides in conjunction with our mutual friend who is a hidden fan. Stanford versus USC.
Stanford. Hogan is a beast.
I'm going against the grain this time. It's hard to beat a team twice. I'm going to pick those Trojans. USC West. Give me the Trojans.
Give me Stanford.
Right now, they got it opening up at Stanford, the favorite by 4.
Stanford will win that game because they trying to get to that playoff. I feel like Stanford going to find their way into that playoff. I really do. I really feel like they're going to find their way. We got 2 more games to pick. We'll go with the Big Ten Championship, Michigan State versus Iowa. Who you got,
Spartans.
Coach? Who you got, Joe?
Michigan State.
You know I'm rolling with the IOWA. Hawkeyes.
Joe, I'm going to piggyback off you. Iowa wins the Big Ten Championship, makes the final playoff. Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yes, sir.
Last but not least, we got Dabo and the Nay versus Cheese Nip. Who you got?
I've been with North Carolina all this time. I'm rolling with Clemson.
Who you got, Joe?
I'm gonna roll with Clemson, man. Rolling with Clemson.
Who y'all think I got?
You got Cheese Nip.
I got Cheese Nip. Been rolling with Cheese Nip for, 3 weeks now? I think I saw some. What video game they say? He sees something in the defense. What video? Which man was that?
Early ones, probably on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, that's an early Sega Genesis. But that's the last time I played, man, was on Sega Genesis. So I see something in the defense with Clemson. They haven't been looking too impressive this week. Give me North Carolina to win and event the upset. And that's going to be what propels Stanford into the playoffs. You heard it here first on D1 Sports Talk Podcast. I'm sure ESPN will take every single word that we just said and use it on their show next week when I'm right. Coach, tell people about Advocate.
Advocate got some bowl games coming up, so y'all look out for those. I know y'all been seeing the We Make Champion commercials. We got everything you need for your healthcare needs. Get online and get yourself something. Advocate, We Make Champions.
Joe, you on a pub and thing, Joe?
Yeah, I'm on pub off, Coach, with the Advocare. They had a invitational, actually, Coach, this weekend, I believe, if I'm correct, right? I'm talking about D1 basketball, men basketball. I believe Xavier and Dayton played in the final, and I see Xavier won 90-61. Xavier's ranked number 23 right now in the polls. So, they got an invitation. They had a early basketball invitational game.
Yeah, they branching out. We had two preseason bowls. Probably have 2 bowl games this year.
And I believe Alabama played in it earlier. So shout out to what's his name, Avery, little Avery. Is it Avery Johnson? Yeah, Avery Johnson. Shout out to Avery Johnson. I believe they lost, but shout out to Avery.
This show is also being brought to you by Odds Hacker, oddshacker.com. Beat the betting odds, consistent betting returns, using easy-to-understand game-by-game analysis. Free access membership plans include analysis for every game and your choice of 15 picks per week. So, again, go check out our friends at oddshacker.com for their premium membership plans, including certified betting predictions as well as fantasy performance projections. I could have used that last week. The fantasy performance projections. This past week, my quarterback play has been terrible, and we will not win this week in our fantasy pick'em and our fantasy this week. Hopefully, we will remain in the top 4. We'll find out. Also, this is D1 Sports Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at D1 Sports Talk Podcast. Also, follow us. You can email us at d1sportstalkpodcast.com, or you can follow us, go to the blog at d1sportstalk.blogspot.com. And last but not least, just make certain and you understand that this is a New South Movement Network podcast. As we continue to grow the network, the New South Movement Network, we have several podcasts that we are featuring, including this one, D1 Sports Talk, D1 Sports Talk Podcast, as well as Free Lunch Podcast, which I am a participant on. We also have Retrospect Podcast, a brand new podcast that's joining the network, as well as the Girl Talk Podcast. Shout out to our other guests and our other hosts on those podcasts, and I hope you all are able to follow the network on New South Movement _net, N-E-T. And we'll have more to come as the year goes. Joe, thank you for joining the show. To Coach, as usual, this has been a blast. I enjoyed the debate, and hopefully the listeners enjoyed the debate as well. Check us out. This is the D1 Sports Talk Podcast. I am your boy, Tight. That is our homeboy Joe. Don't put your hands on me. And, of course, Coach. Coach that knows about Honey Baked Ham. We out here. Peace.
And I'm headed out west, sucker, because I wanna be a cowboy, baby. With a top left back and the sunshine shining. Cowboy, baby. West Coast chillin' with the blues. I wanna be a cowboy, baby. Riding at night 'cause I sleep all day. Cowboy, baby. I can smell a beat from a mile away. I bet you'll hear my whistle blow